morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, in the back with another video. And as the title says, my apologies for last night, but I still have questions for grown little boy and Ronnie Bo. So last night, you know, I was in my feelings because this whole situation with R. Kelly, we've been screaming about the corruption in this case with Kels for the past 6 years. So, you know, him coming out saying that the government is trying to stop him from exposing the corruption and has tried to get two white supremacists to poison him in prison is very serious, and I know I made a post. I was in Larry chat and I was kind of going back and forth with him all day. And I do want to apologize for my post. I made a post saying something to the effect of, I exposed both of them, Larry and Ronnie Bo. And for one thing, I don't, my people pulled me to the side like, man, then take that down, man. That's not what it is. We got to keep voices for the voiceless. You know, we got to keep this a clean platform. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to get caught up in the drama and things like that. So my apologies to everybody, even Larry Platform and his chat and everybody, because Just V and them was like, hey, you normally be respectful. Was you good tonight? So my apologies for if I came off disrespectful, which um, I still feel how I feel as far as the situation is concerned. But I took the post down and everything. I was trying to get. I was on one last night, so I was heated. I'm a human being, and we get heated, especially about things we passionate about. So I apologize for my crash out, so to speak. But it been on my mind, especially with grown little boy and Ronnie Bo. Now, Ronnie Bo, let's start with him. He been on these platforms, major platforms, coming out talking about R. Kelly that told him this, and he was in jail with him and all this. Jay-Z, he told you about Aaliyah, man. I don't believe you, dude. And then, that's putting that man's life in danger. Talking about something he told you about some Jay-Z. And even if he did tell you, why would you be on platforms sitting up here talking about it, knowing the type of power Jay-Z got? For one, I don't believe it, And then I'm hearing something about you said you work for Larry Hoover. Bro, do you not understand that this man is trying to get out of prison and spend the rest of his days with his family? He's 75 years old, been locked up since 1972. And then he been in solitary confinement for the type of stuff that you trying to put on this man since the 90s, since the early 90s. How you work for this man and you was a kid when since he been in solitary confinement? I know you younger than me, and I was a kid in 1995, 94, 96. So if I was a kid, a teenager or something like that, you had to be a damn toddler because you younger than me. And to sit up here and say you work for this man, that's the same reason why he got hit with a RICO conspiracy. Who sent you? You know what I'm saying? Then you sit up here putting all this dirt on R. Kelly name with Jay-Z and he told you about Aaliyah, and man, come on, man. Ain't no way possible you work for no Larry Hoover. You gotta put some more respect on that man's name for one. Now, whether you with that organization or not, people that's in the no, man, that you just certain things you don't speak on as it pertains to trying to tie yourself into this man, where that is the reason why he got hit with 6 consecutive life sentences to begin with. Talk about he running the criminal enterprise and they blaming him. So for whatever you do, they gonna blame Larry Hoover for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what he disassociated himself from that organization so many different times, man, for a reason. Insane. Why would you be doing that? Unless you got an agenda. It gotta be said. Now, grown little boy, how are you gonna sit up here and say Kels is lying about the situation when Kels never made the allegations? These are 2 white supremacist inmates from the Aryan Brotherhood that made these allegations. And I seriously doubt that they're gonna come out here and make up some stuff like that where it would affect, I mean, just to lie about something like that. Not only that, you got a dude that they said was trying to get to steal his mail. And then you sitting up here talking about why would they try to, because they don't want him to have anything in his, they read your mail before they give it to you. As far as your general mail. Now, they ain't supposed to read your mail with your attorney-client privilege. But if they know you got mail that can help you in your case, like, for example, Jane Doe number 5 writing them, and they trying to cover up. You say that this man lying, but you yourself saw the corruption with Jane Doe number 5. You mad that your name came up in the whole recent paperwork from his attorney, Bo Brimley. Bro, you can't get mad because your name came up. You was out here doing the most. You was out here running around with Jane Doe number 5 whole family. Had her at your house. You had a falling out with the father for everybody to see. Now, you see the corruption and you say he shouldn't be charged with Jane Doe number 5. Even to last night, you said he shouldn't be charged. And I'm doing this respectfully. So I apologize if I was disrespectful last night, but I do got questions. If you could see the corruption as it pertains to Jane Doe number 5, you know the government could see the corruption, but they still went on ahead and charged him with Jane Doe number 5 despite the corruption. So why is it so hard to believe that they would want to try to off this man for exposing that? Didn't they try to off that man in 2019 in there with the Latin King that somehow got in his cell that was supposed to have been locked because they was on lockdown while the man was sleeping? And didn't that man sit up there and say that the government put him up to it? How many times have we seen these entertainers be unalive? We seen it with Michael Jackson, Prince, Sam Cooke, Whitney Houston. So why would we sit up here and think that they wouldn't try to take R. Kelly out his glow? Especially when he got motion right now, because he do have a good argument for a pardon. And if anybody will give him a pardon, it's Donald Trump. And he got good reason. So you saying that he made all this up. He orchestrated all this with the white supremacists and all of this. But you saw, you came out here, you saw the corruption. Now, you got in your feelings because your name came up in the lawyer's paperwork. You can't get in your feelings. You got to eat that. Because you was running around here. We see Jane Doe number 5 at your crib. You sat up here and said what you did. So your name gonna come up. Now, me personally, I don't think you relevant to the situation with his life being in danger. Or you could be all the way blamed for her flipping on R. Kelly. But you did play an integral part in that whole scenario. Now, you know, in New York, without Jane Doe number 5, wouldn't be no RICO. They had to secure 2 predicate acts within a 10-year span. And that was Jane Doe number 5 and that Geronda girl to secure 10 years of activity. So it was very imperative that they flip Jane Doe number 5 to secure their RICO charges against him. So they went through great lengths to do so. People would say that, yeah, you played an intricate part in making sure that that was secure. So if your name come up with that and it's synonymous, you can't get mad at that. You played an intricate part in that whole scenario. So for you to sit up here, man, this man has been in prison for 6 years. You know the corruption with that whole Jane Doe number 5. Regardless if you believe every other scenario he was charged with, you saw it. So what made you think the government didn't see it? What makes you think the judges didn't see it? And they won't even listen to this man for an appeal. But he lying about this. He lying about somebody trying to. You think that man gonna sit up there and eat peanut butter and crackers? You making jokes about that? You think that man want to do that? If he didn't fear for his safety, somebody trying to poison him? The whole BOP situation alone, we know that for a fact. It's a whole search warrant out there that can substantiate that a BOP officer compromised this man's records 162 times in a 6-month span illegally, and they covered that up. Her name was Tawana Ingram. She wasn't even in the district. She was from Wisconsin district. So we see all that corruption. They covered that up, gave her a retirement. She didn't suffer no penalties. She got able to retire with full benefits. But you mean to tell me R. Kelly lying? I seen White 100 out here. He questioned it like, oh, why was 2 white supremacists make up the yeah? No, man, they wouldn't be trying to take, man. Dude, why would them people lie? I disagree. I think that them people knew that was wrong, and they had a change of heart and said, man, I'd rather expose the crooked government instead of take R. Kelly up out of here and try to poison his food. That's quite possible. But you would sit up here and say and question it when we see everything, all the other corruption they covered up. This man is worth, his catalog is worth over $1 billion. We seen entertainers that were taken out for less, way less. And you don't think that this has any possibility of being true? That's why I said my apologies for last night for being disrespectful, but I still got questions. There's ain't no way you can sit up here and excuse all that corruption that I just laid out and not question if they trying to take that man out his glow. But I took the post down, man. You know, I was in my feelings, man, because that man life on the line, yo. And whether you think this man is innocent or guilty of these allegations, it ain't worth this man's life. It's not a death sentence attached to basically what y'all mad about is saying that a girl was 1 or 2 years below the age of consent, depending on what state. That's bad. I'm not condoning it, but it ain't worth 30 years, man. It did not, you know, they talking about this man being threatened, trying to get people to unalive him. You think this attorney, now they just got 13,000 documents that they never got before, confirming everything that they alleging that happened, all the corruption over the past 6 years from both trials. You think that attorney sat back and looked at these 13,000 pages and just pulled something out the thin air? This is information that they didn't have 6 years ago, that they recently just got. If you go back to my live we did the other day, toward the end, that's when you see the 13,000. Soon as they get the 13,000 documents, all of a sudden the district attorney quits. That's been over his case for 6 years in Illinois. He just I'm out. How many times have we seen people that were attached to R. Kelly case, something get revealed, and then all of a sudden they quit, or they get moved to a different district, or they get a retirement plan? The BOP officer, Angel Cruz, the prosecutor in Chicago, Boss Baby, all that. But it's hard for you to believe that they trying to take him out of here because they got information, most likely that confirms everything that he's saying. All these people could be facing jail time because they know this new administration, this ain't Joe Biden administration. No, you got Trump head administration head of the DOJ right now, the Department of Justice, and Trump just went, they put him through the ringer through the DOJ. They hit him with 34 counts. He was getting indicted left and right. So they know how these people weaponize the judicial system when they want to target you. So yeah, man. Roonie Bo, man, come on, man. Stop all that with R. Kelly, man, and Jay-Z. That ain't no good look. And, you know, that's putting more, you know, fuel to the fire that, you know, nah, man. Grown little boy. All this, you can't get mad, bro. If your name come up in something pertaining to Jane Doe number 5, man, you should just eat that. I can understand you coming out here and say, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I know my name gonna be mentioned because I played a part, but at the same time, man, I'm not to blame for what happened. But to come out here and say that man lying, nah, bro, that's irresponsible. If I was you, I'd just be quiet. Cause like I said, we all seen you play an intricate part in that whole scenario with Jane Doe number 5. So whatever the attorneys got, they got. Now, is it gonna result in you going back to jail? Nah, I don't think that. No, Tasha K. No, I don't think that. I think that it will result in him probably getting pardoned, or a judge looking at this and giving him some type of relief, because all this corruption, and you dealing with a totally different animal with these new people on his team, Bo Brimley and Daryl McDavid's son. You know, this ain't Greenberg. This ain't even Bonjean. This is Brimley, dog. The same one that got R. Kelly and Daryl McDavid and basically June Brown off them obstruction charges in Chicago, in Illinois. It was his work. So that man ain't gonna come out here and say nothing, and it ain't nothing backing it up. He going on Newsmax, TMZ. He going to the right people. He ain't talking to no bloggers. We can't get the Blim on YouTube. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'm at work. I just wanted to say my apologies. I took the post down. I don't want no smoke, man. I was just in my feelings because, man, we've been going through this whole scenario with Kels, and it's an emotional roller coaster, man. And to know that I believe everything that they saying, that man Brimley said, that they trying to take this man up out of here, because we seen it time and time again with entertainers and celebrities alike. So, you know, it's just a sensitive subject, and we've been covering this for 6 years, you know, and we just want that man, you know, he I mean, whatever he's done, he done paid for it. 6 years in jail, he done paid for it. Let him out. Larry Hoover, whatever he did, man, he done paid for it. That man been in there 50-something years. Let him out. Like, dang, what y'all want from these men? It's crazy. But yeah, man, once again, my apologies for yesterday crash out. I'm human. You know, I'm passionate about certain things. It's your boy Jay Taylor, man. We love y'all. And like I said, this platform, we gonna keep it positive, drama free. We ain't on none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize, you know what I'm saying, for all of that. But yeah, man, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Peace and blessings.